The Mount Athos Center in Thessaloniki, a non-profit civil organization founded in 2000 by the municipality of Thessaloniki and the Holy Community of Mount Athos, is housed in the listed Nedelkos building on Egnatia Street. The building is the work of the architect Xenophon Peonidis, and it celebrated its centenary in 2009. Some of the remarkable pieces from the cultural legacy of Mount Athos and from various exhibitions organized periodically in Thessaloniki are today on display in the entrance hall. The old courtyard of the Nedelkos house has been revamped, as far as the listed building authorities would allow, so as to make it a pleasant space in which to rest, or take a break, or to enjoy an evening event on the history, tradition, and spiritual and cultural wealth of Mount Athos. The exhibition halls of the Mount Athos Center on the first floor of the building have been designed to be both in keeping with the style of the building, but at the same time in such a way as to recall something of the architecture and simplicity of the buildings of Mount Athos. These halls host exhibitions on relics, photography, and art, and provide visitors with the opportunity to study the results of research and references related to the history and current state of this monastic community. There is currently an exhibition of the fascinating work of the British architect and artist Doug Patterson. The Mount Athos Center Library, modelled on contemporary libraries, contains work related to Mount Athos. It currently only operates as a reading room. The Mount Athos Center's publishing activities and the publishing legacy of the cultural capital led to the establishment of a bookshop with a representative selection of works about Mount Athos, its spiritual life, history, and rich cultural and artistic heritage, but also publications about Thessaloniki, Byzantine culture, contemporary art, children's books, souvenirs, and pictures. Its reputation as a specialist bookshop in the heart of the old Greek quarter, once part of the monasteries of Athos, grows with each passing day. The Mount Athos Center's publishing activities comprise research volumes, exhibition catalogues, records of conference proceedings, photo reproductions of editions of rare or out-of-print books, fine art copies of important icons from Mount Athos, and copies of commemorative as well as everyday practical objects originating from the Holy Mountain. The scientific work of the Mount Athos Center consists of original research from scientific conferences and the publication of conference proceedings. Four studies on monumental painting, pilgrimages to Mount Athos, the saints of Mount Athos and Saint Demetrius as portrayed in the art of Mount Athos by eminent scholars from Thessaloniki and Athens have contributed elements of significant importance to the history of Mount Athos. Researchers and scholars from Greece and abroad are invited to the Mount Athos Center's international conferences, making valuable new contributions to its knowledge base and bibliography. The Holy Church of the Protarchon, the architecture of Mount Athos, the pilgrims, art, and Saint Nicodemus the Hagiorite have been the focal topics of these conferences. The Mount Athos Center Exhibition Space's inaugural exhibition was a unique display of authentic relics from the Holy Church and the treasury of the Tower of the Protarchon at Carriès. There have subsequently been exhibitions of art, photography, and documents, such as those of Markos Kambanis, Panayotis Vokotopoulos, Gabriel Philotheitis, and Yorgos Poupis, bloggers' photographs, and the history of the Nedelkos building on the occasion of the 100th anniversary of its construction. Many of these exhibitions have travelled to cities in Greece, such as Athens, Hania, and Xanthi, but also to Imbros and abroad to St. Petersburg, Berlin, Trieste, and Sofia. Graduate students from institutes of vocational training are welcomed by the Mount Athos Center to complete the practical requirements of their courses in conservation techniques, hagiography, and graphic design. Their work is on public display at the Mount Athos Center. Throughout the year, the Mount Athos Center hosts organized groups of visitors, students, clubs, participants at scientific conferences, media representatives, tour operators, and producers of cultural events, provides educational materials, information, and souvenirs, at least for those who cannot visit Mount Athos itself. Cooperation with other cultural organizations and scientific foundations in the city and elsewhere in the country is a cornerstone of the Mount Athos Center. It has hosted exhibitions from the State Museum of Contemporary Arts Biennale to the Museum of Photography, participated in joint events, and co-organized conferences, exhibitions, and publications with the Academy of Athens, the Aristotle University of Thessaloniki, the Benaki Museum, the Byzantine and Christian Museum of Athens, the Archaeological Services, the Technical Chamber of Greece, the National Hellenic Research Foundation, and the Center for Mediterranean Architecture.